What is going on? Hello, hello, hello. Just let me give me a second. Sorry that it's been a little bit late. I'm just going to post this into um, Twitter. All right. How's everyone going? How's everyone feeling? One of those days. I'm going to take one of these off because I can't really hear myself speak. One of those days, hey. I'm going to chuck the link in here. So jump on if you've got some stuff to say, and we can have a chat. Yeah, Paul, thanks, mate. Enjoy the win. Thanks for coming on. Bit of a what's up? Bit of a this is mirrored. It's annoying me. Bit of a crazy day, crazy game. But look, what can you really do? You know, this is why we won in round 23. We get that second chance, and we put it up. They're the best in the comp for a reason. You know, they've won 14 in a row for a reason. I'm watching Fremantle and fucking Western Bulldogs now, so see who we play next week. But like, they're the best in the comp for a reason. It is what it is, really. Let's start talking to people, and in between, I'll give you the rest of my thoughts. But JFR, thumbs up if you're ready to go, man. All right, sick. Hey, young bud.
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Look, I'm sad, obviously, because it's a
Yeah.
loss. But ultimately, we have the second chance, and it doesn't hurt as much as if we had lost last week. Sorry, next week.
Is your speaker playing? Hear I hear like the replay.
Oh no, that's not me, man. Oh, hang on. No, that's
Maybe
not me,
it's
brother.
me, but okay, sorry. I'll
That's all right.
yeah, look, honestly, I feel that's probably the best loss we could have had, honestly. Like I think I think we can still win the grand final, personally.
Wow.
Like I still think they can do it. And like I'm a guy for storylines. And
Hmm.
the last three teams we've lost to are the Dogs, Sydney, and Geelong.
Yep.
And those are the teams we're probably going to have to play by the
Yeah.
look of
Yeah.
it. So it's like,
Wow. That's very interesting. So, what do you think about Look, I'm not going to talk too much about the prelim or anything like that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
for
really want
sure.
to talk
For
about
sure.
the game. What did you think was? What do you think went right, and what do you think went wrong?
Yeah. I think a lot of people were nervous. The young guys, especially McCreary, just seemed to always drop his marks in the first in it. But and
Hmm.
also Ginnivan seemed nervous. But
Yeah.
I think it's good experience for them. You know,
Yeah, it is
it's
100%.
yeah, yeah,
No, it's look, we had I think we had seven or something players playing their first final today, and we had a bunch of players that were that experienced players and stuff like that. But look, good experience. We weren't supposed to play finals this year, so coming back, and what did you what did you think? Like, what hurt you the most in this game besides that last goal? What do you think hurt most?
So could you repeat that?
Sorry, man. Can you? Is my microphone alright? Can you hear me?
Yeah, just maybe hold it a little closer.
Oh yeah. All right. Sweet. Um. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think hurt the most? Like, where do you think we lost this game?
Um, got I don't know. It was like probably those honestly those early misses like in the first
Yep.
quarter when we could have taken much more advantage like
Yep. Yep.
than we could have like we dominated that first quarter and I just think we could have done a lot better there and
Yeah.
I could almost see like, it yeah I don't know they're the best team in the comp and the fact that we were able to hang with them like it, really I it's the least disappointed I've been after a loss in a good
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. No. No. I feel that, man. I feel that too.
Yeah, yeah,
It's Yeah. It's one of those games. You know what I mean? Like, could have went
yeah,
either way. Didn't We didn't get the bounce of the ball, but but that happens. It's football. JFR, thanks so much, man. I'm gonna grab some other people on
Yeah,
and we'll have a chat
thanks.
soon.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Go Pies.
Go Pies. All right, give me 1 sec. I'm just trying to get my AirPods working. It was yeah, man. It was one of those. It was one of those games. Like, oh, this is not gonna work. That's all right. No, all good. All good. All right, cool. Anyway, can you guys just let me know if you guys can't hear me or can hear me? I'll sort it out. But yeah, cool. Like, man, it's disappointing, you know. But I really don't know what to think. My mind wants to be sad, but I'm also ready for next week. I'm ready to give it to either Fremantle or Bulldogs, and it's looking like Fremantle at the minute. But like, look, 2018, we lost the qualifying final and made the grand final, so that gives you a little bit of hope. Yes, it's harder. It's a harder game, but if you win today, you still have to win 3 games to be premiers. If you lose today, you're still gonna have to win 3 games to be premiers as well. So you still have to win 3. Um, Everyone's in the chat talking about the umpires and shit. Fucking pathetic, man. Like, the umpires are shit house, but what can you do? You can't they're not kicking goals. They're not Ash Johnson missing in the first quarter. They're not Brody Mychek trying to hand off to Ginnivan and Lipinski. Um, when he could have just taken a shot from 30 meters. But yeah, we just got to. Oh my god, hat here. Yeah, we just got to do it. Magpie Army, thumbs up if you're ready to go, man. Talk to me, man.
Sure. Well, firstly, I'm feeling exactly like everyone else. I'm feeling gutted, heartbroken, everything in between.
Yeah.
Look, today, I genuinely was expecting us to win. I thought our younger legs could actually get it done over Geelong's older legs, and if it got tight, that we would overrun them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that didn't eventuate. And like, all we're left to do is just rue our missed opportunities and things like that. Like, you look at the first quarter, 3-5. The last time we played in quarter time, we were 3-7.
Yeah.
Half time, we were 4-8. That was 4-11 the first time we played them. So, like, it was pretty much the same storyline where we couldn't just capitalise.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we just never looked like actually going on to win the game, to be honest, because we just couldn't get that scoreboard pressure going.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think I tweeted that I think it was midway through. I don't know if it was the last quarter or if it was no, it would have been the last quarter where we just had all that dominance and all that possession into the forward 50, into the forward 50, and then Tom Stewart's taking a mark, De Kooning's taking a mark. It was just really, really frantic football going in there. And yeah, like you said, we just weren't capitalizing, and it's shit house, you know. Like, that's not the Collingwood that we've come to get used to and to love this year.
Well, I don't know if you picked up on this, but I was with my dad at the game, and he picked up on this that Stewart and De Koning were having their way with our forwards. They were just intercepting.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I can't recall from that game Cox and Cameron being on the ground at the same time, apart from the quarter time and the quarter time breaks and things. Like, I can't recall that. That was.
I don't remember. Like, Cox had probably one of his worst games. I think he took maybe 1 or 2 good marks, but other than that, he really didn't do anything. And just an update, Fremantle, it's 65-54 Fremantle's way. 11 minutes to go in the fourth. So at the moment, it looks like we're playing Fremantle at the MCG next Saturday night.
Good. Yeah, but like, to continue on that point, because you like Mychek and Johnson, yeah, they're not your, I guess, your typical key forwards in terms of height and things like that.
Yeah.
It probably would have paid to have one of them down there, and it was like a very strange. I thought if you're going for a run or something, it's very strange to have not one of them there, as just like take the out of the game, because
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you get like 2 defenders, and then suddenly freeing up a forward to really get going.
Yeah, I really don't know why. Yeah, look, and then someone Flagpies just mentioned Darcy Moore. So I was listening to the presser and McRae and the box. They're like, we need to win this. It was 72-72, and they're like, we need to win. They've chucked Darcy Moore forward, and a bit Bulldogs just kicked a goal. Bit of a detriment to us as well, because we know what happened in that last minute and a half. But with Kruger on, we probably didn't have to do it. But it is what it is, and McRae will have to. If you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So he'll have to wear that on his head. But man, I'm very keen for next week. With what I saw, I don't really see us going out in straight sets, but with what I saw, it gives you a lot of belief for not only this year, but for the years to come.
Yeah, and like the other thing is, and I know that our players are only young still, and they're still developing and things like that, but I just thought our bottom six players compared to Geelong's bottom six players, Geelong had the advantage there in terms of they won that battle. Like, Ginnivan, first final, quiet. McCreary, first final, quiet. Johnson, first final, quiet.
Yeah.
I thought he had a pretty good game, actually.
He did let Rowan off the hook a little bit, though.
Yeah, apart from a bit of shifty stuff, like I thought. Apart from that, he had a pretty good game. Like he could have been.
Yeah.
And I don't know who else you would say in that group as well, in the bottom six.
I think Will Hoskin-Elliott is one of those guys where when he's off the game 5%, he looks really horrible. But then he's taking marks, he's kicking him from 50 meters, kicked a nice goal before halftime, and but he's one of those guys where I could see Ollie Henry just doing his role, but Ollie Henry's, I think he's got that hand injury, so. But it's just those guys where you kind of want them to go the extra mile, and sometimes the players just don't have it in there. But we're not giving Will Hoskin-Elliott shit if we win that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, even I don't think you can bring Hoskin-Elliott out of the side because he's so versatile. Like he can,
and that's the other thing. Yeah, that's why they leave him in there.
I mean, I guess we focus on probably. I'm hoping to get Freo because I feel like there we really can get them. I feel like they're going to struggle here in Melbourne because you're going to get a strong 90% supporter base with Collingwood, and it's going to be massive. And like we know what the players and that, like Craig McRae thinks about us. They say embrace the fans, use them as a 23rd and all that. And we do that and they embrace it. So we know what they feel about it.
Yeah. No, definitely. No, I get you, man. All right, bro. Thanks for jumping on. Get a couple of people on. Thanks, mate. He hit on old Magpie Army, hit on a couple of good points. Like, at the moment, it looks like we're playing Fremantle. I'd hate to go up against the Doggies in the second week. That's their forward line, seriously, with Sam Darcy there, insane. But man, I don't know. I honestly don't know how to feel because I should be gutted, but like I'm not. Like I'm ready for next week, and I know the boys will be too. But man, let me tell you, it sucks to be on the end of a loss like that. That is that's a shit loss. that's how other teams have felt after 11 times. But all right, we'll jump a couple more on, and then she's all over because I'm wrecked. Look at me. All right, Ultimate Greatness. Let me know, man. Hey, yo, mate. You're on mute. I can't hear you, man.
Is that better?
Oh, yes. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, mate.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it was obviously a bit of a I guess at the end of the day, it was definitely a test. I thought, it was such an interesting game because I felt
It was.
We passed we ticked so many boxes, and I felt like we passed the test, and I felt like we even did so well to the point when obviously we lost, but it just felt like, and I don't know if you feel the same. It felt like the win. The loss. It felt like it was taken away rather than we lost it. Like
Yeah,
it felt like something that we had.
yeah, no,
Um,
I agree with that. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that, but I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, people saying Geelong by 30, Geelong by 40.
Mm.
It wasn't like they came out and smashed us. We were right in there, and the ball bounces left instead of right. Someone doesn't get paid holding the ball when they should. Advantage doesn't get paid. Those little things, and we miss a couple of goals. Those little things, come back and bite you. But I do feel like it was stolen rather than we gave
rather than
away.
them winning it off their own talent, basically. One of the things I do want to mention too, and I fully know this is just because this is the first finals for some of them. There was a lot of uncharacteristic things that we did today. That we had that we have done this whole entire season. Don't know if you saw any of them, but like just the fact that when we took a mark inside 50, nobody went back with confidence. Like everyone was like, I'll look to pass sort of thing.
It very much reminded me of like in the soccer when they try and instead of taking shots from outside, they try and tap it into the 6-yard box for a tap in. We were kind of looking for that extra kick that's a little bit like 5 meters closer when, and Brody Magic was a good example of that, where he needed 30 meters out directly in front. Just go back. I don't care who the fuck is called. Chris, prime Chris Judd could be calling for it. You don't pass it to him. You go back and you take that on.
Well, it was that Elliott goal. Actually, I think he only kicked the one goal. So there was the goal that he kicked from like 50. And if you watch like when he goes back, it's like the whole time he's like looking around, like,
seeing who to pass it
sort
off
of
to.
thing. And then he goes back and he kicks it, and it's like, so I think there's a bit of a, I can't think of the right word for it, but maybe like a disconnection with and it just felt just out of place.
Yeah.
But I think because it's the first final, like I'm not really expecting. I mean, I was expecting the win, obviously, but it's one of those things where, from a realistic point of view, everyone's sort of like coming off of last year, and and then I'm sure the guys from 2020, even they're sort of like feeling like, okay, we're here, but like, are we really here, sort of thing. So I think there was a lot of mental mind games that were being played.
So.
I think.
Yeah, I think you're right, mate. I think it was all very much up in our heads, and we did have a very good run of it in that first quarter. It was very nice, but just man. But look, we're going to be better for it. Ginnivan's going to be better for
1,000%.
it. McCreary's going to be better for it. Josh, even
outside of
goals,
I'd even say outside of goals, that was probably his best game. At least it a bit for Bo. And I've I know I've been on his bandwagon for a little bit sort of half-hearted for the majority of it, but I think the last time I was on here, I think because you mentioned it, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess so, because people will come at me on Twitter saying how bad Bo is and stuff, and then he kicked that goal against Geelong, and then I told everyone to get stuffed. So I think there's always a nerve that gets hit for some reason whenever Bo gets mentioned. So I guess the fate is sealed. Bo is probably my favorite player now. Even got him to sign the jumper. So I saw him on last week. So, but no, like it's. Yeah, I mean, with the going forward, like this is something that needed to happen. Oh, sorry, no, it wasn't that it needed to happen. It was just going to happen, and the fact that this has happened, it's just a bit of the cobwebs that are going to be brushed off, and we're going to be better for it, better for the run.
Yep.
And
we're going to learn a lot of lessons out of today's loss. That's for sure.
Oh, 1,000%, because we've spoken about how the West Coast loss, the Geelong loss. I don't think we've spoken about the Brisbane loss, but I'm sure we've taken notes out of that. This will be another one of those games when
100%.
It could be even maybe I don't know if I want to say like an ego check, but like maybe it could be like an ego check as well.
No, that's and going up against a team like Geelong, best team in the competition. It's good to kind of just have that quick backhander. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, my faith hasn't shaken at all. I still
That's
think
good.
we can go all the way.
Oof.
I know I know you've been very umming and ahhing whether if we're going to make a prelim, but even though I've been saying this shit since October, but
Yeah.
Oh man, those were the days when I got called crazy and delusional.
Look what
yeah. But yeah, no, it's honestly a great time, and I think the fact that we've already passed. The fact that we've ticked so many boxes, we've already passed what the expectations are, and obviously, I do want to win a final. Like if we do go out straight sets, like that is, I think,
it'll hurt.
Sorry,
it'll hurt definitely.
Oh yeah, it'll hurt, and then it might even what's the word? It might even hurt us for the long run as well too, because then it's like first finals when it's going to happen because we don't want to end up like Essendon, but
no, exactly.
But yeah, like it's it's to get the cobwebs out, and I think and even too, I think it was a half time or 3/4 time. I was saying to a friend of mine that I was even saying, I think if you actually look at it, a lot of our younger players are probably less sort of phased than our senior players. Like it feels like our senior players were more phased than the younger players at times.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Which again is weirdly a positive because the kids were standing up. You saw like even Ginny. Like Ginny was getting balls off the halfback flank at times. Like
he was, yeah, he was pushing right up the ground.
that was something that I was seeing. I'm kind of okay, like that's so so I was even thinking, does he for some weird reason become the next side bottom or something in a few years, or like it just shows that a lot of these kids that are coming through, like they want to be a part of the history, they want to be a part of the future, and they want to be a part of like the success. Like,
no, definitely.
And whether, I think it doesn't matter what position, just as long as they're a part of it.
No, 100%.
But yeah, like it's just and then I know you said to not go into like anything beyond obviously tonight, but like with obviously like Tay being out and stuff because apparently Tory's groin or something.
Tory's groin off the bone apparently. So look, that's gonna hurt us, man. Like that.
Massively.
Like his contested work. Yeah, no, look, I get that he butchers the ball because that's just Taylor Adams. It's just what he does. But his in and under work, his contested possession work. That's why we're going hard for Tom Mitchell because we need that guy that's going to get those.
I was just about to mention that too. Like, just imagine next year when we have Mitchell to go in, Adams in the middle. Like, it's just going to be insane. But yeah, no, like couldn't be more excited for the future, and even like just
100%.
this year still, because I mean this year still isn't over. Well, obviously, it looks like we'll probably play Fremantle at this point because there's 2 minutes to go, 13 points up. But I can see us beating Fremantle. Then we'll probably play Sydney in the prelim.
Yep. And then Geelong back in the grand final, and we should beat them.
Yeah, and then Geelong in the grand final. And for those who don't know as well too, and I did mention it in the comment section as well. There was a stat that said there's a stat that's whoever plays off in the grand final, when you look at them when they play in the home and away, whoever loses wins the grand final sort of thing. So the fact that if we get Geelong in the grand final, we'll actually, by that stat, we beat them in the grand final.
Bit of an omen.
And also the other thing as well, just before the Melbourne game, I had a thought that came to me, and I haven't been able to still haven't been able to shake it off. Is Jordan De Goey wearing a Norm Smith and playing in a grand final against Geelong? So
fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Ultimate greatness, man. It's always good to have you on, brother.
All good.
Have a good one, man.
Good.
Thanks, mate. All right, yeah. Some talk about Ash Johnson maybe doing his quad. Look, Daz talks about uh, Nathan Kruger. I love Krugs, man. I hope Craig McRae said he didn't think he could get a full game today, so that's why he was the sub. Also, looks like we're definitely versing Fremantle. There's no way the Bulldogs fucking win this. Every Fremantle player has to stop. So it looks like we're versing Fremantle next week at the MCG 7:25 Saturday night. So be there. Kev, you ready to go, man? A couple more and then I'm off because I am done. All right. Kev, how you
Hey
going, mate?
man, oh good. Unfortunately I couldn't be there because the ticket sold out. My sister tried.
It's all right.
So I live streamed the game today, and to be honest, I'm so proud of us. I'm gutted, like everyone else. But I said within the run as well, when we had, I think we'll definitely win the premiership and be in the grand final. I know that's a bit far-fetched, but I think with our close games we've had as well, we've only lost 2, 1-7, and that's still pretty good because when we played Geelong in round 3, we were 37 points in front, and because there were a lot more season into our bodies, we're standing up in the moments and crucial stages of the game as well. So I'm bloody proud of our efforts. I think this, unfortunately, our goal kicking, I thought they would come back to bite us, and it did today. But
yeah, definitely.
against Fremantle as well, we need to rectify that pretty quickly and just get off to a really good start and just kick the first 4 goals and just kick accurately. If we kick 3-1, then so be it. But I don't want to be seeing 3 goals 5 at all because then after that, we've seen it against Carlton and then it's just like, oh shit, we should have put them away. And same thing here, like we should have put Geelong away today and we didn't.
Yeah, we should have. You're right, Kev. We definitely should have smashed Geelong right out of the park, especially in that first quarter. We kicked so many behinds, and Ash Johnson, we could have been 3-4 goals up. But look, it is what it is, and we verse Fremantle now. What was your highlight of the day?
Jordan De Goey. I thought the way that he kicked 2 goals, but one of them was, running past, running inside 15, kicking a great goal. Like that was a really good goal. Ash Johnston on the boundary, fucking hell, that was a ripper.
That was a terrific. That was a ripping goal, man.
That got me out of my seat as well.
Like, yeah, it was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. I love Ash Johnson. He is a player and a half. That was nuts. That was really good. He's gonna be really good forward. But like, we're just gonna make the most of that. It's just so annoying. It happens it's happened the last couple of weeks where inside 50 and then nothing happens and it just comes out. And like you said, we need to be, instead of 3 goals 5 next week, we need to be 5
goals 3 or 6 goals 2. Yeah. I thought as well, Nick Dacos, he looked a little bit nervous out there in the first quarter.
He grew into the game though.
Yeah, something I'm proud of him because at least he got himself into the game and he's got his confidence up. And now that that's happened, we know that he can step up in finals pressure and like Josh Dacos as well.
Yep.
But my check, fuck me, why would you want to play on from 30 metres out and look for a handball?
That's
go back and kick it. Josh Dacos on the wing, had the ball in the corridor and just piss firing around and I almost burst into tears. But when Geelong kicked the goal, fuck me, like that was it. Geelong, we've got it. But we've got a good opportunity next week, and we've got Fremantle at the G. I'm hoping to be there. I'm going to have to call the club on Monday because I don't know if you got your through the mail or not, but they send you have to pay for the grand final tickets, and they send it to on a Friday. So I'm going to have to call them up and say, hang on a minute, well, I received this late. Like, is that going to affect me sort of type thing as well. But
Yeah, it shouldn't, but yeah, Kev. All right, man. I'll definitely see you around. I'll see you on Twitter and stuff like that. Thanks for jumping on and
are
giving
you
your
going to
thoughts.
the women's tomorrow?
No, I'm not going tomorrow. No, unfortunately, I won't be there. But if you're going, cheer out for me, all right?
We'll do, man. We'll do.
Thanks, Kev. Love you, mate. See ya.
Love you too, man. Bye.
Bye. All right, look, I'm probably going to wrap it up here. I am absolutely wrecked, but like Kev said, we got an opportunity next week to absolutely give Freo the heave ho. Like what I saw and what we saw against Geelong a couple of hours ago. It was that belief that has just propelled us all season, and you saw it in full flight. And yes, we lost, and it hurts. Like don't think it doesn't hurt, because it absolutely hurts. But next week is do or die, and we're definitely going to do rather than die, because this team is we're just building a great club, and I love everything that this club is putting out at the moment. So it's going to be a very interesting week. It's going to be a very good game. I'll see you all there Saturday night, 7:25 at the MCG. But until then, double shackers, super later. Get some sleep. And tomorrow, to all the dads and the father figures in your life, happy Father's Day.